Welcome to the snapping field. I'm Tim Harrell.
It starts with
one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. You didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on to didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property, remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I put my trust in you.
Hey guys, look at this. I was doing a little early morning counting, trying to poke some snapping turtles out here and count how many were out here. And I walked by this, and I didn't even see it if I didn't walk right next to it. If I was across the field, I wouldn't have been able to see it, notice it. Nah, could barely see it, could barely figure out what it is. I mean, it's a pretty stealthy sight. Look what it is. It's got a lot of vines, but when you pull these vines off, it's a freaking bunker. It's a full wooden bunker. It's probably not covered like it could keep a bullet from hitting you, but it's definitely concealed. It's just got vines covering up a wooden bunker, the LP, OP, ambush site, whatever. And, you know, we would have just walked right up to it. That was easy. You see how easy I could just grab it and uncover it and then grab it and cover it back up? We're always talking about natural vegetation from the area you're trying to be in. It's some of the best concealment and everything. But we have to pick up little twigs and branches and stuff. Vines. I could just grab a handful of vines and jerk it, and now I have a whole chunk of earth. We always talk about vines are annoying. Get rid of vines. They're going to ruin your gardens. Get rid of them. They keep growing back. They keep coming back. They're lasting so long. There's something to be said about that. Meet me over here at my hooch.
There's only one thing you should know. I've put my trust in you. Pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Alright, so we made it across the field. I didn't get bit by any snapping turtles. And today is September 11th, 9/11. That's not a good holiday for us. I'd rather celebrate the day we fucking popped Bin Laden in the face. But everyone's life changed in 9/11. 9/11 happened, and the war on terrorism lasted 21 years. So if not my whole life, my whole 20-year span working with the military was annoyed by the war on terrorism. The same way this field that I have to do the field architecture, which is really just landscaping of, gets haunted by these vines. Every day I go up, I kill some vines, I pull them down, I rip them up, I throw them away, and then when I come back a day or two later to that same tree or bush, there's more vines. It's kind of like the USA and all the NATO countries and coalition forces. When we went to Afghanistan, Iraq, you know, you do a rotation of deployment, you kill all these guys, you feel like you did a lot of shit, you go home, and about a year later, you're going back again, you gotta do it all over again like a fucking vine. And you know, we think so negatively sometimes, like we should, because a lot of negative stuff came from that, but we think so negatively about our time in Afghanistan or Iraq fighting these vines. Same way I feel so negatively about my time spent out in the snapping field trying to fucking maintain these vines. And just so you know, when we were over on that side, that's called the brown side. When we have the readiness groups or MAG teams or whatever come and train, that's the side they start on, and we already have bunkers and little miniature log cabins and sleeping spots and OPs and LPs built for them that we maintain, and we use the vines to camouflage it. So I started to think, instead of me being so mad and soaking about my time I spend killing these vines, I should really be thinking, oh, it's gonna really help camo some of those bunkers across the field. Look at those bunkers. Nope, can still barely see them. Barely figuring out what they are. So what I'm gonna be doing today to initiate or go ahead and break in the snapping field. We don't have any clients today, the first day. That's fine. I'm just happy, praise Jesus, that, you know, I'm alive, not in jail, not hurt, not crazy. I can do a business like this and offer it to the people. But I'm gonna do my own training today. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to try out this new camo design. It kind of looks like turtles, snapping turtles. I'll send a link. I got it on Amazon. But I'm gonna do 2 camo reviews today. I'm gonna go out into this field and let you see how this camo works by itself with just the camo on, and then I'm gonna actually get a homemade ghillie suit, which means man suit in Scotch Gaelic, ghillie suits. I'm gonna get a homemade ghillie suit. I'm gonna pull a bunch of these vines, and instead of me being bitter about the time I have to spend pulling vines down, I'm gonna think about how it can help me. Same way, instead of me being bitter and you being bitter when we soak and think about 9/11 and all the bad times in Afghanistan and Iraq, think how it made us stronger. So give me a minute, I'm gonna cut the camera off. Think about that. While I'm cutting the camera off, I'm gonna put this this soute on, and I'm gonna wear a fucking tie-dye t-shirt under it, which is tie-dyed brown and green. I think it will work pretty well. And then we're gonna have some fun. But while I pause this camera to get dressed, I want you to take a moment of silence, whether you went to Afghanistan, Iraq, or you know someone did. Take a moment of silence on this 9/11. And let's think about everyone whose life was altered. Good. So yeah, and there's other programs. There's programs everywhere. I do an extensive amount of time training, teaching, and competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to raise awareness for you know, martial arts and PTSD too and stuff. So it's just, you know, taking a moment of silence doesn't just mean stop and not think of anything. It just means shut the hell up and think, you know? Same way I can sit here and complain all day long about how fucked up my life is and my brain is from the war on terrorism, or I could just shut the hell up and think, how can I change that? Maybe I don't work well taking orders from civilians, which makes me a very good entrepreneur, and it does. Same way, I can sit here and bitch and complain about these vines, or I can shut the hell up and think, it's gonna make really good Yeti nets and ghillie suits in a little while. You know, so just when bad stuff happens, just stop and think for a second. Enough of that psychology. Let's get to training. So we're gonna get to training now. I'm sitting here in the shadow right now, but you'll see it in full force. I'll look the real link up. I got this on Amazon, but I don't know what the camel's really called. But it looks like a freaking snapping turtle to us. You know, it's freaking stenciled in, and got my freaking Don't Trust the Police from Solomon Clothing Company, combat veteran, U.S. Marines. But this first run, yeah, we're just gonna wear the uniform, the matching hat. We're gonna hit the field. We're gonna do some tree lines, some laying in the woods, some over there on the rocks and stuff, and we're gonna just see what it looks like. And then we're actually gonna ghillie up with some vines and put that on top and see if that makes it a little bit better. So check this out. Just like an army ACU, except for zips on the other side. It's kind of weird. They all do that. All the ones you buy on Amazon zip on the other side, and the zippers suck. Look at this. All right, got it. Got the Mandarin neck collar, whatever that thing's called. I cut off the rings. I cut the rings off, and just like this one, I cut the rings off. I'll write up for my name or whatever. I'll buy some Velcro, and I have a nameplate. It's got the Velcro pockets. Got the Velcro pockets there. It's got the IR blocker, but it doesn't have an IR square. That's weird. You think I'm too good to wear Bobos? I wore Bobo shoes until I was old enough to get my own job and start buying Sauconys and Air Force Ones. Thanks, Mom.
How can you see into my eyes like open doors, leading you down into my core, where I become so numb? If I
Alright, so we did a couple of runs with the snapping turtle camo. We're gonna go back across the field. We're gonna get some supplies like a ghillie hat for one. I mean, I love soft caps, but anytime I go into the woods or the field, I always bring a soft cap and a ghillie hat. Number one, so I have two hats in case one gets sweaty or torn up. But two, ghillie hats can do stuff soft caps can't, and soft caps can do stuff ghillie caps can't. Check it out. Good shit. So we've moved across the field, and we're behind a lot of the brown side, and we're actually in one of the green team, the OPFOR bunkers. It's behind trees, and it's behind the good guys and whatever. But you know, we're not playing today, but it's cool because they got a lot of shade and stuff. So boonie caps. All right, so you gotta have boonie caps when you get deployed. They give you a soft cap and a boonie cap. And why did they give you a boonie cap? Yeah, like I said, obviously you want to make sure that you have two hats, but boonie caps do different stuff. There are different kinds of boonie caps. All right, I have 3 boonie caps right now that I am going to order from best to worst. Okay, I'm going to take my True Timber camo hat off. Hope they hit me up one day. I'm trying to get them to sponsor me and send me hats. I own a lot of their shit. All right, the first one, great brand. I love it, Mission. And this material is actually made out of that material that keeps you cool, the wet towels and stuff. I shaved this brim off a little bit and stuff, and this is a cool boonie cap, and this is great for if you're going trekking in the woods or whitewater rafting or whatnot. But there's nothing it can do up here, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. I have no grabs or anything. So good boonie cap, not to be tactical in. Next one, this is an Army issued boonie cap. I put a little Velcro on it for my you know, IRs and stuff. And good boonie cap. It's made out of the ripstop material, and they have holes right here, and those holes are cool because I can, you know, I can do one-dimensional, which would be like this, you know, putting horns in, or spikes is what we call it, you know, horns or spikes that come up, you know, and I can fill it up and look like a bush. I can even help camo my neck and shoulders by doing it upside down. Oop. By doing it upside down, so I can put a bunch on upside down and cover my neck and shoulders, and put a bunch of horns here, and have a lot of good camo and stuff. So great. I mean, it has to be good. This is the one the Army issues you and everything. But there's one a little bit better. You can get this on Amazon. It costs about $19.99 or something. Short brim hat. One size fits all. It's got the pull to do it. I actually zip tied a light on it. Don't worry about that. It's got the things to do the stuff on the side. But what I like is it's got it on the top too, so I don't have to use quite as much, you know. Boom. Boom. So if you're looking to get a boonie cap, and I hope you are, go on Amazon. I really like this one. You can get the regular Army issued one to make sure that it does have stuff on the side to pick up tree branches and stuff, or root or vines today. But one that doesn't have anything on the side, I would say wouldn't be good for what we're going to do today. So now we got the correct headgear. So I don't have one to match my snapping turtle camo, but boom, I got that. And I'll put my jacket back on. But let's talk about one more thing. Face paint is great. Face paint is great. I would take black kiwi and smear it all over my whole fucking face so it stays black. But the problem is, I'm a minute man, which means in a minute's time notice, I have to be ready to jump in the woods and protect my family. But in a minute's time notice, I need to be able to disengage and jump back out of the woods and look inconspicuous again. And I can't jump out of the woods looking like I got fucking black kiwi all over my face. What I'm gonna say? I'm fucking what? So your neck is gonna get itchy, it's gonna get scratchy and stuff. Your face needs to be cameled up. When I get a cheap neck gaiter or pantyhose or whatever, and I can wear it all the way up, boom, let's go. Obviously, you know you want to have gloves on and stuff too. That goes without saying. I'm showing you the 3 key essential details for what I've done. And what do I know about rolling around in the woods and sniping people out? I also did a lot of exotic deer hunting. Alright, the last one, knee pads. Okay, people, knee pads. If I'm running and dropping to a knee and all this stuff, I want to have knee pads, especially if I have one bad knee or if I'm always dropping to one knee and stuff. So I just buy the freaking simple ones I can get at Walmart. They don't look freaking inconspicuous. I mean, they don't stick out or anything. And I can put them right under my pants because they're meant to go under pants, so they're not very baggy or anything. And pull my pants right back down on it. Let's get dressed. Let's get some vines. Okay, so if you're not in an area that doesn't have vines, you know, regular vegetation in that area, you might have to work it a little, adapt, overcome a little different, but it's always better than just depending on camo by itself. So let's start with our headgear. Again, we're going to use the headgear that has the top flaps and stuff right here. And I can probably do the whole thing from this vine right here, and I won't have to go scouting out more vines. Instead of just pulling it and hoping I get a little bit, I'm just going to act like I'm climbing the vine until I get the whole thing. Got it? Now, I would recommend, I know these vines and stuff, but I would recommend you definitely wear gloves. You have some Benadryl or some, you know, stuff, because you never know. But I know these vines aren't poisonous. So I'm going to take one that's about 24 inches. Take my hat off. Snag it through a loop. So I say loop in Braziliano. Go through another loop right there. I mean, it ain't rocket science. I just don't want it to necessarily fall out, 'cause that would suck if I'm trying to low crawl and I start with a big chunk of vines, and when I get across the field I'm low crawling naked and my vines are over there. Yeah. See, like that, it would fall off because I don't have it looped all the way. So I'm going to take it back up. And I'm going to loop it one more time around, and that gives me how many? 4. Front, back, left, and right. Just like I was looping, you know, a knot or something. Okay. I have my vine, it's covering my neck and stuff, it's coming around, it's not in front of my face. I can loop it. Next. I'm going to start down, so I need to get shoulder straps. I don't want to just put it on, I'll strap it heavy here, come around.
Take this anymore. Saying everything I said before.
So I'm wearing a turtle uniform, but think like that, like a turtle shell. I'm gonna be laying on the ground in the prone when this is working, so I want to make sure that my back comes out like a turtle shell, kind of like we used to see the old Viet Cong guys. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this over my nose and mouth so some of the germs and stuff don't irritate me.
Everything you say to me, one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe. 'Cause I'm one step closer
Last
to the
I'm
edge.
gonna do
I'm about to break. The answers are so clear. Wish I could
right
find a
here.
way to disappear. All these thoughts, they
I'm gonna
make
hold
no
my
sense.
shoulders
I
like
found
that.
this in ignorance.
Now let's see if just this little bit of a line helps blend in better as I'm trying to be camouflaged.
Everything you say to me, one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe. 'Cause I'm one step closer to the edge. I'm about to break. Everything you say to me, one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe. 'Cause I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. Shut up when I'm talking to you. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up when I'm talking to you. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Everything you say to me, one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe. 'Cause I'm one step closer to the edge. I'm about to break.
So there you guys have it. There's an easy way to do a little bit of field architecture and remove the vines that you don't need in certain spots, but then just throw them right over your places that you do need concealment. And we think about vines and we argue and we complain and we think about 9/11 and how bad it was and stuff. And I want to remind everyone, one of the huge core lessons learned in Christianity isn't when bad stuff happens, oh God, help me, get me out of this, why is this happening to me? It's, God, help me learn what I need to know from this lesson. Happy 9/11. Welcome to the snapping field. I'm Tim Harrell.